Hi, I just saw what I look like, but you know what? After the video, you'll get it and you'll be like, oh, she's looking fancy. 'Cause I'm not. So, I'm coming on live. It's been a long time since I've done this. I keep having dreams and desires to do it, but way too much is going on. So, I am here updating a few people what has gone on and why I'm like this, and I haven't looked at myself, so this is getting weird. But then after I do this, I'll hopefully be doing more YouTubes for you guys. So essentially, I got out of the ER like maybe 2 days ago. Mine's a little hazy. I tried to write some notes in the beginning so I could explain it a little bit better. Um, let's see. So let's see. Okay, so it started with Hurricane Vera. I felt terrible. We live in the Houston area, kind of. It's called the Woodlands. It's like a suburb of Houston. And we moved, actually. We had a house here, and then we just moved recently. And as we've been moving, I have been pushing myself to the limit. So I had leg pain, and I, of course, ignored it because that's what happens when you have chronic pains or chronic issues. You ignore them. So anyway, what was that? Oh, okay. So anyway, so that happened. I had leg pains. I was ignoring it. We had the attic cleaned out. We had all these things. I am rambling. Let me get to the point. My neck has been killing me from doing all of this work. I figured, right? And I kept having neck pain. I'm like, oh, it'll go away. It'll go away. And let me tell you the dates on these because it's kind of important. So, Monday, July 15th, I went in, I got my labs. I was at 41.8, and I get phlebotomies at 42. My neck was getting horrible, and I thought, well, the only time I've ever had such neck pain is when I had COVID last year. So I took a COVID test, and that was negative, and I took that on the 18th. I vomit a lot, I do. But I was vomiting a lot more frequently, more excessive. It's getting annoying, but again, I write things off because I'm accustomed to some of these annoyances. So I didn't think much of it. On the 19th, I had a horrible headache. And that's when I decided to take the COVID test. I finally took it, came out negative, super happy. I'm telling you all these things so I can be in line. I wrote notes so I could tell you. So on the 21st, I got a heating pad for my feet to see if that would help my head. It did not super help, but that's okay. On the 21st, I considered going to urgent care. And that's a lot for me because I'm really tired of everything doctor. And I decided, no, I'll just wait it out one more night. On the 22nd, I went, and we were there around noon. And by about 2 in the afternoon, I had a hard neck brace, and I was getting sent home. They did a bunch of labs. They did all their things, gave me some muscle relaxers, tons of pain stuff. And, I'm skipping things. I'm just trying to be too technical for you. Let me tell you what happened. I was in such pain. My neck was stiff. My head was stiff. I could not open my own mouth. I couldn't eat for a few days. I couldn't turn my head. I was like this. It was rough. So by the time I'm there, I hadn't eaten. I hadn't gotten good sleep. I was exhausted. So, no more technical. I'm just saying how it was. I go in, they give me the medicine. I come out, I have this thing, and I'm starving. And I tell my husband, let's go get food. So I was able to open my mouth and get some food in and chomp and swallow very painfully, but very difficulty. And I got it. I was delighted. Went home, got a little bit of sleep. Then I get a call. I wake up to a call from the ER saying, you need to get back here like now. Your pancreas numbers are horrific, and this is not good for you. So, so we go back, and this I will tell you the numbers because I did write it down. So my amylase was 173. It's supposed to be 14 to 97. And my lipase was 535. This is what I saw in the notes. And it's supposed to be 13 to 60. So when I went back, they said, you have to be admitted somewhere. And I'm like, okay, and they called, and I guess all the hospitals were really full around here. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? How about I just go home and get some sleep for the night? Because it was getting later, And my headache, ironically, had already come back because it had been through so much time that all the medicine had worn off. So I'm like, can I just go home, get some sleep, and then come back tomorrow or something? And the guy got really perturbed, and he said, listen, if you go home, I'm going to write here on your messages that you disobeyed what we were telling you, and you're going to die. It was just like, I got the message. I will stay here. So anyway, we waited. They asked me if I had any criteria, and I said just someone with my records, because not all hospitals share records, and it is such a pain. So they called a couple around here, finally got me into MD Anderson. I said, can my husband just take me? And he said, no, you have to go in ambulance. And I said, well, that can be pricey. I don't want to pay that. My husband could take me there, right? So he said, I will call and make sure that everything will be fine. So he called them. They said, there's no way they're going to bill us whatsoever. It's only billed to whatever insurance. Promise, promise, promise. I'm like, perfect, I guess, right? You're just stuck there. So anyway, they came, they picked me up. My husband and son came by. I got to say hi and bye. And they told me, you have acute pancreatitis. You got to go to the hospital. So I arrive really late to MD Anderson. They do whatever testing, whatever they have to again. It's, kind of blurry at that time. And when they do my hematocrit, notice I was so close to needing a phlebotomy a few days before. And by that time, you'd think I needed one, but my hematocrit had gone down to 40. And it gets weird. So then we go to MD Anderson. They check all my stuff again. My hematocrit is lower. And they're like, okay, we looked at your pain. Oh, they did a bunch of CT scans and stuff. My neck is all messed up. I'll tell you about that later. I'm just trying to hurry and get to this. So essentially, I am so sorry. I'm a wreck, and I have not done this forever, and I'm just trying to convey a message. I might hang up. Let me just say, so long story short, I get there. They're looking at my pancreas. It looked good. They're like, your pancreas looks great. You're doing great. You had the acute thing, I guess, but now let's figure out the rest of you. So the only thing that they could figure out was I definitely had like bad stuff on my spine, which I'll have to explain later. Really bad. And so I was so kinked I couldn't turn, but like this. And so they kept me in just to see how it was all going, because it seemed so weird and so fast. Then while I'm there, my hematocrit had gone down. I don't have all this information. I apologize. I was there. My doctors were, doing all the tests and everything. I'm such a mess. I'm still on drugs. I think I'll have to do this video another time. Long story short, turns out my pancreas got better. My need for a phlebotomy changed, where they were thinking of giving me an infusion. 2 nights in a row, they'd wake me up just to check on my labs because it looked more like I needed an infusion, which is super odd because there was no real reason to have gone down so far. And it was miserable. My body was miserable, but I was very proud of myself. I'm back on a cane. I was on a cane years ago, but I had to learn to walk because of the stiffness, and then being on the muscle relaxers makes you all wonky. So I'm back on a cane. I should be better. give me another day to fill everyone in because I am kind of a wreck right now. And maybe I'll brush my hair by then. That was my update. I'll do better next time. Take care.